Alright, so this is the beginning of chapter 4, and it starts out with this kind of like a little flashback. A little guest paying a little bit of homage to Metal Gear Solid 1. You got this little opening part right here. It's pretty easy. This part right here is pretty easy, especially if you played Metal Gear Solid 1, and all you gotta do is get past here and get to the guard, and just sneak past him. And if you play Metal Gear Solid 1, you know this dude is fucking fast asleep over here. That camera won't see you as long as you just sneak right past. That boy was taking a nap, standing up. I love that, man. I love that little switch right there.
Everything all right, Snake?
I was having that dream again.
Having that dream where you didn't have eyes,
Here.
fool?
Shadow Moses.
I remember those Metal Gear Solid 1 graphics, man. That boy did not have any eyes. He was just a fucking polygon. Alright, act number 4, Twin Sons. As we saw from that first little part right there, this is gonna be nostalgia based. Now for me, this part right here, the first time I was playing through Metal Gear Solid 4, because I played 4 before I played 1, wasn't as memorable, but when I went back to play 1, this part just, and I played this one after I played 1 again, this part was just crazy right here. You get a whole lot of memories. Snake almost broke his back off that 2-foot drop.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I just slipped a little.
Why are you lying?
Have to hurry. Not much time left.
Meet the Mark III. It's our last replacement, so try not to break it.
Who, me? Never.
One more thing. I don't see anybody around, but there are unmanned sentries patrolling the area. Be careful out there.
Alright, let's get to work. So this first part right here is it's kind of difficult to see.
The heliport is to the west of there. Head west and find that heliport.
It's kind of difficult to see. If you take off the solid eye, it's just a bunch of white, and it's real hard to make your way around. So always put the solid eye on the night vision goggle mode. And I think I'm full on bullets, so we can get right through this little area real quick. Let me fix up my weapons real quick. I'm gonna take off that lethal pistol to operate and put my Mark II back on. We're looking good right here. And we're just gonna try to sneak our way into the Shadow Moses base. One thing about this part right here, it's all the enemies that you will encounter are the unmanned, AI-controlled robot. You see the gecko right here, and you got a bunch of those little dwarf gecko, those little 3-foot robots that we saw in part 3. But I kind of wish that we had some man enemies. You can take out the gecko right here by tranking it in the leg, but you really don't need to. You can just sneak past, and that's what I'm gonna do right here. I thought about tranking him, but there's really no need for that. As long as he does not get that little laser right there, he doesn't see you, you should be good. Don't look this way, asshole. I'm hide behind this tree. As long as he doesn't see you with that laser, you should be good to go. I'm gonna wait till he turns around before I move on, because I do not want to get in a fucking battle with this gecko. Let's make our way to Shadow Moses, baby. Big dumb motherfucker. You ain't shit. And with Shadow Moses at this part, you can take off the night vision goggle mode. And like I said before, man, there's gonna be a whole lot of flashbacks. I'm gonna try to remember.
Hi, Steve. What's a Russian gunship doing here?
Wow, he must be crazy to fly hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Like I said, man, there's gonna be a whole lot of flashbacks and memories that you can unlock right here, just like that. You can just find these little flashback moments, and also in addition to that, if you pick up the camera like I did, let me equip the camera real quick. I don't need the iPod. If you find the camera like you did in the mission briefing and you equip it, you can find ghosts. You see that little ghost right in the middle of the screen right there? That's one of like a bunch of them. They got Gray Fox, although they are members of Foxhound. But you can find a whole lot of ghosts. If you are on a subsequent playthrough, like maybe a second or third playthrough.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska.
Like I was trying to say, man, if I forgot what I was trying to say, I was just paying attention, but if yeah. God damn it.
A surveillance camera.
I keep trying to make a point and I keep getting interrupted by the flashbacks. But I was trying to say, if you are on like a second or third playthrough and you equip the Sorrow doll, a Mantis doll, and you're trying to find all the ghosts, you equip the Sorrow doll from your weapons tab right there, and you have the camera, and then you can find the ghosts without having
It looks like the
to
front
just take.
hangar door is open. A little bit at least. You can get in that way if you want.
You can equip the Sorrow doll, and you can find the ghosts without having to take pictures. But if you don't have the Sorrow doll, the only thing you can do is equip your camera and then take the picture and then hope that you are in the right spot to find the ghost. But we're not worrying about all that right now. I'll try to find the ghosts as I remember them. I know I'm going to miss a few because there's a whole lot of them. I'm going to try to grab as many goodies as I possibly can and get as many flashbacks as I possibly can. Alright. Also, there's one part where if you just if you go around with the camera over your head and you walk around for a while, I think it's like a long while. I don't remember the exact amount of time that you have to walk around, but if you walk around with the camera over your head like this, and I think in this little helipad area, Snake will it's another flashback that you can get. He starts loving the fact that you're going back to the old style with the camera above his head like that, but I don't know how long it takes, and I just don't want to be running around in the middle of a circle through a walkthrough, so I'm gonna skip that right here and just move on. Like Otacon was saying, you can walk straight in through the door, but that's fucking stupid. Why would you do that? You just got those chaff grenades from the helipad, so I'm just gonna equip those chaff grenades. You're gonna need them. Let's unlock them real quick. And you're gonna need them once you get in there. This is a whole shitload of those dwarf geckos in there, and they will spot you. And you do need to go through there though. And I'm gonna go through there the smart way instead of walking through the middle of the, the middle door and getting spotted right off the bat and getting an alert phase. I'm gonna take this little side flanky route, do my flanky thing as I always love to do. Come up here and go through the grating. Where's that? There we go. This way you don't get an alert phase. It's a little bit easier to.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about this.
Like I was saying, you can sneak through this part a lot easier and avoid a lot of heartache dealing with these little bastards in here. If you just kind of do a little sneaky thing right here through the grating, you always got to follow the rats. The rats lead you on the path of justice and the path of righteousness. Those little rat bastards. If this was Metal Gear Solid 3, I'd follow them and I'd trank them and I'd fucking eat their ass. But Solid Snake doesn't do that. Anyway, like I said before, man, you can just follow through this grating, move through here, and it's an easier way of getting through this little area without an alert phase. And I'm gonna use those traffic grenades that I equipped as soon as we get out. And there's also a iPod song that you get if you're into collecting all that. Let's drop down and drop a chaff grenade. You gotta drop this chaff grenade because I've never gotten through this part trying to sneak. That chaff grenade will disable all electronics, and those are all these guys right here.
Could you be Snake?
There's a whole lot of.
Are you Solid Snake? The legendary Solid Snake? You?
Don't worry. You'll land back on it once you meet me. The Reality is no match for legend, I'm afraid.
I unlocked the cargo door for you.
Where are you?
Where I see ya.
It's a little flashback between Meryl and Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid 1.
Snake, be careful. There are Claymore mines around there. Who are you? One of your fans.
Like I was saying, man, I've never tried to go through that point right there where the little dwarf gecko was. You know, not using the chaff grenades. Those chaff grenades will get you out of trouble. But you always need to save one because there's another room like there with a bunch of dwarf gecko that you're probably going to need to use those chaff grenades. So just save one, at least one. If you're good with stealth, a lot better than I am, you can try to get through that first area without using that chaff. You definitely will need at least one. And as you just saw, I just got past these two sleeping dwarf geckos. I'm going to turn it back on to normal mode, and it's pretty difficult to see if you're not, you know, if it's your first time playing through the game. That would be pretty difficult to notice unless, you know, you're pointing at it with the solid eye on. But that's a pretty tricky little thing. If you got the night vision goggles on, it's a nice little way to sneak through that area without getting an alert phase or losing any health or getting your ass whipped. And it's always a good thing. Alright. Rations up there, we're full on rations. I don't think I've used a health item except that one noodles in that boss fight. That damn Raging Raven boss fight pissed me off.
I don't see any enemies around here. Okay, we'll go through the door all the way at the back.
Otacon, last time around we had a few complications and wound up going through the commander's office in the basement.
That's right. I remember now. But there's no need to go all the way down there this time, right? The back door takes us straight where we need to go.
Good point.
Okay then, let's get to the back door.
And there's a little javelin rocket in this truck right here. Or this FIM Stinger or whatever. Anti-aircraft missile launcher. Let's get this door open right here.
Huh? Snake, that door is locked.
Oh shit.
How do I open it?
Security is shut down altogether. You can't release the lock without activating it. You'll have to log in somewhere. I've got it, Snake. My old office is close by. With the power on, you should be able to unlock the door from there. And if you check the facility records, we can find out Rex's status and who's been in and out. You remember where it is, Snake?
I'm not senile yet.
Just to be safe, I'm marking it on your map. You old geezer. Snake, the password is 48273. Think you can remember that?
I told you, I'm not senile yet.
Alright, so 48273. When we get up there, there's a bunch of different combinations that you can input when he's asking you for the code.
Snake, I've checked the APU on this floor and engaged the generator. Energy output is low, but it should be enough to power the elevator. Try the elevator and see if it's working.
There's a bunch of different combinations that you can input when he asks you for the code. That'll get you different rewards. I think one is an iPod song, another is a bunch of driving points, and of course, I think those are the only two that you can get. But let's make our way to the B2 level. There's a lot of flashbacks that we're about to jump right here when we get into this old office. Elevator ride. At least get some damn elevator music.
Okay, first go down the central hallway. Don't worry, it's not electrified anymore.
In Metal Gear Solid 1, this little area right here was electrified. You touch that shit, you got fucked up. You had to use the Stinger missiles to disable it. And this was a flashback to when you came through this door right here. You just saw a cutscene of Gray Fox with an ass. There's a bunch of genome soldiers in this little room right here, and Gray Fox was fucking them up. And there's also, like I was saying before with the ghosts, there's a ghost right here. Ugh, that dude right here, big old ugly head right there. Take his picture right there. You can go on in here, activate a cutscene.